Top leaders and military officials from South Korea and the U.S. agree that the two countries' strong alliance is essential to maintaining peace on the Korean peninsula.
But when it boils down to finances, the two sides aren't seeing eye to eye on a key issue, which is something they'll try and resolve over the next 2 days during talks in Seoul. Our Defense Ministry correspondent Han Da-eun reports.
How much should South Korea and the U.S. each pay in order to keep U.S. troops stationed in South Korea? To finalize the respective military cost-sharing amount for the next 5 years, high-ranking officials from the two countries launched their second round of negotiations in Seoul this Wednesday.
Today and tomorrow, we look forward to having productive and in-depth discussions based on our previous meeting in Washington. I hope we can narrow our differences in the spirit of alliance.
All of us know what a serious task we have ahead of us, but I think it was a good start in Washington, and we look forward, like you do, to making more progress during these discussions in Seoul for our bilateral relationship and the alliance.
South Korea has been paying about $800 million each year since their last cost-sharing agreement was signed in 2009. But the two countries are expected to have a harder time settling on an amount this time around. With ever-increasing missile and nuclear threats from North Korea, coupled with Washington's internal pressure from the sequestration or automatic spending cuts in federal budget, U.S. officials are likely to press South Korean officials to pay more from next year. Some experts argue that Washington may also use the wartime operational control card to further pressure Seoul, which has asked the U.S. to delay the transfer in the wake of North Korea's provocative acts. But it wouldn't be easy for the South Korean government to take on a near $1 billion share, an amount some experts predict the U.S. could suggest at the meeting. There are rising voices within the country that the cost-sharing amount is already too high, and reports about how the U.S. has not yet spent a large sum of money received from the South are adding to hostility towards raising the country's payment for the U.S. troops. Han Da-eun, Arirang News.